just moved. My wife was she's trying to homeschool kids. I'm at work. She's trying to unpack and get everything in order. I'm talking to her when I get home. She's overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So you know what I do? I go back to work. I say, hey, look, I need to take a week off. Why? Because I got to go home. I got to do the dishes. I got to do the cooking. I got to do the necessary things so she can get her house in order.
Whose house?
Her house.
Come on now.
And so
whose house?
It's her house.
I'm trying to tell you.
So I help her get her place in order. That means she's taking care of everything I need to take care of when I go back out hunting.
That's right.
All right. I'm back out hunting.
Yes, sir.
I'm comfortable
Teach it,
now
Robert.
because my house is being taken care of.
That's right.
Because she's taken care of.
Yes, sir.
Because she's in a position to do that.
That's right.
But as far as me needing to tout, I'm the head of the house. But when I go to my house, if you talk to my wife, she'll say, well, who's running the house? She'll say, him.
Mm-hmm. But she's coming from a totally different place, though. She know what you do, and she know what she do. But she's coming from a place. She's talking about he spiritually covers the house. He handles this. He handles that. I know the mind frame. My wife will tell you the same thing. I don't run around my house talking about I'm the head. I know that's my wife's house. Let me tell you something. When my wife come home from work, I done cooked. She come home. I say, do you want bath? What do you want? What do you want? Because I'm retired. When she come into that house, I want the atmosphere conducive to her coming in and being able to get rest. I get the kids somewhere. I pick the kids up. I take the kids to tutoring. Because she the one that been out all day. I wanted to retire, but she wants to work a couple of more years. And that's fine with me. So I hold it down there because guess what? When I had the stroke, who held the house down?
Yeah.
And the payments and everything.
And that's what
a good woman gonna do that for you.
Yeah, and that's why I try to communicate to these
Yeah.
guys. It's not about touting
Right.
positions.
Yeah.
Because the position is what you make it. See, my wife was a registered nurse.
Mm-hmm.
She worked when we need her to.
Yeah.
Or when she wants to. Because that's how it's been established. When we go and buy a house, it's not based on her income and my income.
Right.
It's based on my income.
Right.
Because she don't have to be out there.
That's right.
If somebody said something to her tomorrow at work that she didn't feel good about,
Leave.
she gonna pack her little stuff up
Yeah.
and she gonna come home and she said, Robert, I quit today.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. But that's what is. You know, it ain't got to be painted in no other picture. I serve at home.
Right.
You know, if whatever anybody in the house needs, I take care of it.
Yes, sir.
But that standard, what I'm hearing from you and what I'm hearing from you, that's why I think it's important, like, who we listen to. Because to me, this standards that I'm hearing, not verbatim, word for word, but I just hear Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah.
Because Jesus said that the Gentiles, those who are not of us,
Right.
they look at authority as lording it over you.
Yeah.
Like, I run it, I'm big man, blah, blah, blah. That's how they see it. But for those who are following Jesus, the teachings of Jesus, the way of Jesus, he says that the greatest amongst my followers is going to be the servant, the servant of all. Jesus himself showed that example. He was the greatest servant of all time. If you think about it, there's an illustration or a vision of Jesus in the scriptures washing the disciples' feet. You feel
The
me?
greatest act of servitude ever.
He washing his followers' feet. That's like everybody who following you online wanting to see what you got going on, but you're like, I ain't the one. I'm here to wash it for you. And then let it be in the scripture for all time to watch the God man wash the feet of regular men. He's trying to me, bro, the vision is, I don't have to flex. I don't have to show you no form of power because I know who I am. And since I know who I am, there's no need for me to try to prove it. I'm not having an identity crisis. You hear me? I'm not having no identity crisis. I don't, as a follower of Jesus, I know who I'm following. I know the standard of the master, if you will. I put it in quotes because I know the word it can have some stigma to it. But he is the master and he is Lord. And if you're going to follow that example, you follow his example. Or you can listen to somebody else and be like, hey, bro, you ain't got to stay in that.
I mean,
you know?
I kind of stepped off for a minute. Can I say this, though?
Say it.
Like, people don't realize that, I'm lost on what y'all talking about, but I just want to give you an example of what I'm saying. So most people, right, like my wife, my ex-wife, yeah, I went out there and worked hard every day, and she was at home with the kids. She could never do my job, and I could never do hers. But at the end of the day, she need to be making the same thing that I make. I was on the right subject.
You're on the subject, but I don't know if that's the right subject.
No. What I'm saying is, like, if you at home taking care of 3 kids, right? And I'm at work. Yeah, I might be getting paid by the hour, but she ain't getting paid nothing.
Right.
Different contribution
Yeah.
to the same household. I get where you're coming
Yeah.
from. Yeah.
I'm
So
with you now.
a lot of times, but here's the thing. A lot of times we overlook that contribution because we lording over. Okay, so watch this. I still do counseling. I don't have, I don't carry a caseload of 30 or 24 anymore.
Right.
I cut it down to 8 this year because I was carrying too many clients. So I
Right.
got 8 that I counsel. Here's what the women tell me. I love my husband, but he's a tyrant.
You can't be a tyrant.
Hold on. I love him, but he makes me feel like I'm in jail. I love him, but love is not supposed to be bondage. Why do I feel like I'm in bondage? Because he doesn't know how to love her. He loves her according to the power structure. He loves her according to all he knows. And this is my next question. Well, does he go to church? Does he have a relationship with the Lord? Because I'm a Christian counselor, and I'm pointing you to that. The wives go to church, but the husbands don't go to church. So I tell the wives, I do a session with the wife on the Zoom. I do a session with the husband on Zoom. I do a session with them together. Then I get them to come in. Do you know that they are in 2 different worlds altogether? 2 different frames of mind, 2 different frames of thought, simply because he don't have the same belief system that she has. But he looking for all of this respect. And he go out and work. He want her to come in and fix it after she done went out and worked all day. And so we've got to understand that the order is so disrupted. I retired early. I was fortunate enough to retire early.
Right.
We don't carry no debt. There's light bill, there's water bill, internet, insurance, life insurance, cable bill, gas bill, car maintenance.
Damn, you broke.
I'm not broke.
I'm just playing.
No, but I'm saying. And she go make her money. And she do, when we go on vacation, I pay, I drive. My contribution to the house is making sure that the atmosphere is conducive for the kids to grow up, that she can rest when she come home. I tell her, if you want to stop tomorrow, stop tomorrow.
There it is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I respect what she does.
Right.
I understand what she does because I've done what she's doing. I still got a little side hustle. My little counseling it brings out. I do a lot of pro bono stuff. I do a lot of stuff out of the goodness of my heart. I got a couple of brothers that I talk to on a regular basis,
Right.
weekly,
Yeah.
multiple times a week, and I get to practice what I preach.
Yeah.
I try to live it. See, it's okay quoting scripture. Quoting scripture is fine.
Yeah.
I know a lot of brothers quote scripture,
Yeah.
ain't living 12 cents.
Yeah. I mean,
You gotta try to live it to the best of your
but
ability.
see, the thing is, I think that a lot of times, us as men, they think that they working harder than a woman. Now, that woman, even if she's not, they do just with them women. Listen, think about this. If you sit here, take a week off and go pick up your kids from school and come home and cook and all that. That's a job in itself.
And then let your husband breathe on you, bounce on you all
Yeah.
night long,
Yeah.
puffing and puffing in your ear.
Exactly.
Every time you turn around, he got his hand on you, he pawing. He got to
Yeah.
have some coochie. Every time you turn around, and you walk.
Yeah.
If it's wiggling, he right behind you. you think it ain't a job.
Well, you got to think about this too. I mean, yes, we can load up on the men,
Yeah.
but you also got all these women that's going to church. And if church was working the way church is supposed to be, what would happen is come back and she's acting just like she was if he
Before she
hadn't
went,
to
like she
church,
ain't went to church.
then that's not going to draw me to church.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
going to make me say, well, I'm not going to church, and you're not getting anything from it. So
That's
why
right.
do I need to go?
That's right.
So, yeah, just because these women are going to church, don't mean these women are changing character.
Come on.
Some
Do
of
you now you hit the nail on the head. It's about, you know, there are a lot of brothers that got a lot of form of godliness. A lot of brothers talk the talk. Jesus said in his word, and this is and James will tell you, and Howard will tell you, you know, why do you say you love me, but you won't do what I say do? Why? With your heart, with your mouth, you profess that you love me. You say you love me. You say you're gonna do. You say, but your heart's far from me. There are a lot of men that do it. They tell their wives that. There are a lot of men that say I love you, but it's not in their heart. There are a lot of men that say that they love Jesus, but it's not in their heart. If you love me, do what I say do. It's real simple. We make it difficult.
Well,
Jesus asked the question.
we make it like this. We've been running games for forever.
Come on, bro.
And that game sounds good. And you can run that game from here to there, from there to there. But when you actually get in the game, now all of that you said has to come into fruition. And that's not how the game is played. Because we get there and we start saying, well, I ain't got to play that game no more.
Yeah.
all games stop.
The game will
The
stop.
game begin. The
But
game's in.
you forget how you caught that fish with that game.
Yeah.
Now the fish is talking about, well, where's the lure? I don't see the lure anymore. And you like, yeah, I got my fish. So I ain't got to put the lure out there more. I'm fish. My boat's full of fish. So I don't need to do that. And then she's wondering, okay, I'm not being sought after anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But now she goes walking down the street and somebody else is playing that game that you were playing.
Mm-hmm.
And now she said, well, he don't love me no more.
Yeah.
Because I get more attention out here in the street than I get at home.
That's good. That's good, Robert.
And you see, we looking at this game from our own perspective. We're like, well, you going to church, I don't see no character change in you.
Right.
I don't need to go there. I can act like that at home.
That's right.
And then the pastor up here, I go with you to church, and the pastor's all side-eyed, and you smiling, and I'm trying to figure out, am I the dope here? What's going on? You know, so yeah, I don't need to go back there for you to shame me.
I heard an old man say one time, we all throw bait trying to catch fish. We'll never catch fish to catch bait. We all throw bait to catch fish. We'll never use
I like
fish to
that.
catch
I
bait.
like that.
But yeah, I mean, it's a vicious
Yeah,
circle.
yeah.
And what we have to do, what people don't want to do, if you say, you got to open up that book.
Gotta open that book
and
up.
figure out what the guidelines are.
Yeah.
You know, they told me when I was in the service the rules of engagement, right? If I stepped outside the rules of that engagement, then I was the one being charged. But I could kill as many people as I wanted to as long as I was following the rules of engagement.
That's right.
You see how that works?
Uniform Code of Military Justice does not apply. You gotta follow the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
They want you to go against it.
You know, even if you don't believe morally, you got to follow. You got to stay within the parameters of the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
Yeah. I mean, I can go out there in the rules of engagement.
Yes, sir.
They say, hey, if this happened and you feel if they threaten or they cross this parameter,
Right.
you can kill them.
Yeah.
But let me kill somebody outside of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though they sent me out there to kill somebody, now I done killed somebody, and now all of a sudden they done faded back.
And the difference is there's standing orders, and then there's general orders. You got a set of general orders that you govern yourself by. But then you got standard orders that go with the mission.
I gotta ask you this right quick.
Sure.
Because me and my homeboy was talking about this, and the homegirl. If you say that men was the ones that messed this up,
Who?
was you think
Me?
men? Cause see, to me, the black community is mainly the one jacked up, right?
Well, okay, so when you say, okay, don't talk in vague terms. When you say men messed this up, what are you referencing and what do you mean?
Because I heard you say earlier that it's basically our fault.
Whose fault?
Men. You were saying it was
For being
men's
out of
fault.
position?
Yeah, being
Yeah.
out of position.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. When the government offered these women benefits to get rid of the man,
Mm-hmm.
whose fault was it?
Okay, see.
I gotta ask that question
I
because
think-
it comes into play. Cause let me ask you something. Did it not happen?
Yeah. I would
Okay.
argue not like point for point, but I would argue that still behind the scenes it's a man ultimately doing it because it's men running the government. So it's a man out there being
Why
like,
do black men run the government though?
I'm saying, so I'm a universalist. So I'm not just looking at just us or just them. I'm looking at men as a whole. It's men that write the policies and write the laws. So it's a man enticing the women to leave the man for their own benefit. That's how I look at it.
Say that again.
Wait a minute.
It's a
I'm
man.
Say that again. Hold on, man.
Okay.
Say that
It's
again.
a whole lot of
Say
women
that
in
again, 'cause I
politics.
didn't understand that.
Oh, but that's even better. I was just going off the idea that the men do it because the majority of people in governmental power seem to be men. I could be wrong on that.
Right.
Right?
White
Okay,
men.
so
let's be specific. White.
you can call them white.
I'm only saying that because I know the rules were different for us.
Well-
And I'm gonna say this. I ain't racist, right? But did it not apply?
Do what not apply? I'm not
Were they
following
not
you.
giving benefits? Were men not kicked out of the house at 18?
Okay, so hold on. But see, you
Slavery and all that stuff was real for us, right?
at 100%. But
So did it not change
but
our dynamics
it
though, right?
changed everybody's dynamic.
Okay.
It's slavery, the institution of slavery changed every dynamic, not just the dynamic of the black man. It changed every man's dynamic. See,